Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jamie. Today's topic is 10 effective strategies on how to lose weight. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that you get an update or an alert whenever I do release a new video. If you guys haven't seen already, I'm actually on a physical health journey. Last month I was on a mental health journey, which also had to do with my physical health. So I just kind of trickled it down to the next month and went ahead and continue my series focusing on physical health. So if you guys want to see more about the 10 tips and strategies that I've learned to help me lose weight, keep watching. Alright guys, so my first tip would be setting a realistic goal. When it comes to losing weight, I do see a lot of videos out there that I've actually watched, but in reality, when you're focusing on your weight loss, videos like 10 pounds in 2 weeks, 10 pounds in a week, that is kind of overdoing it. So if you are on a weight loss journey, the best thing to do is set a realistic goal for you. What works for you? And that goes for if you have trouble eating sweets, if you do like to eat fast food every now and then. I don't think depriving yourself fully of those things will help you lose weight any faster. I think what it can do is just make you crave it more. Now, what I've learned is that there's days when I just want a chocolate chip cookie. I have a sweet tooth. I've always had one. And some days I just want that chocolate chip cookie. So I have found alternatives, which I'll get into that a little bit later, but don't deprive yourself and then you feel guilty and you end up overdoing it or overindulging. So I have seen where when you do feel like, you've gotten that McDonald's or you've gotten that fast food, that sometimes you can feel like, okay, I've already dipped into it. I've already messed up my diet. I'm just going to go ahead and go all in. So what I suggest in this instance is go ahead and have that cookie. The thing is, you have to have balance. So set a realistic goal. Hey, I want to lose 10 pounds by the end of the month. So I actually had a goal of losing 10 pounds in the month of June, and I'm gonna be honest, I did not, and I don't foresee me meeting it by Sunday when I'm gonna release this video. So I would say I did get down though half of that. I am about 6 pounds down from the beginning of June, which I'm gonna show a little snippet of the app that I use in order to help me manage and to keep track of the pounds that I lose. So I'll show that, but just from my experience, I feel like setting a realistic goal, not going too high, doing something that's achievable, especially if you're just starting out. The average person loses about 1 to 1.5 pounds per week. And that's if you're going hard. That's if you're eating healthy every single day, if you're exercising, and not just trying to restrict yourself, but just doing those things, exercising and eating healthy. The average is about 1.5. Okay, so I think I said 1 to 1.5, but I think it's 1.5 to 2 pounds a week if you're going hard with staying on task, no setbacks. So I think if you're gonna be realistic, definitely give yourself that space so that you don't feel that disappointment. Now, my tip 2 does go off of what I just talked about, eating healthy. So you have to definitely eat healthy. They say that eating healthy is actually more important than the exercise part. So a person can do all the exercise in the world, but if they're not eating healthy, they're not gonna achieve that weight loss goal that they have in mind. So making sure to eat a balanced diet. So there's actually a lot of different diets out there, which I'll link my blog down below because I actually just wrote a new blog on the different diets out there. It's important to find what diet works for you. Doing the research is going to be very important. So what I did was I researched those diets to see if they would fit into my daily life, because I do have 3 children. I always mention that. But I do have 3 children, and so I have to make sure what I'm eating is actually healthy. So there's a diet called the Atkins diet where it's strictly meat, mostly just meat. And I can't incorporate a diet like that just because my kids, I can't keep them on an all meat diet, or I don't want to have fruits you know, smelling good, looking good and juicy in the refrigerator, but I'm on a strictly meat diet and having the urge to want to eat some on a regular basis because I'm trying to make sure my kids are eating healthy too. So definitely find out the diet that works best for you and make sure that it is a balanced one. Restrictive diets do come with the price. You know, you do have a higher price to pay, because what I've learned is that, you know, keto diet, that's the main diet that I've been on. But what I've learned is that I just started craving more sweets with the keto diet. So of course, you know, low carbs, like 19 and below. So what I was doing was I was finding just so many recipes, you know, keto desserts out there, which were working. So I just realized that, you know, there's some things that can open the door to them cravings, even though it does taste good. A lot of the desserts, which I plan to make a video on some of the desserts out there that I tried, but some of those desserts were good. It's just that I think in the back of your head, when you are eating something that's a little bit different, you seem to want to try or go back to the regular flavor that you're used to or that you can think of. So I don't know, that was my case. Let me know in the comments below if you've had that same kind of experience. So that would be my tip number 2. So heading on to tip number 3 would be something as simple as drinking water. So that might not even seem like a realistic tip, or it might just be a duh, you know, type of tip. But in reality, a lot of people don't drink a lot of water, or they're not used to drinking water and they drink, you know, sodas, or they think drinking that Diet Coke, you know, 0 calories, yes. But at the end of the day, our bodies, you know, need that water to stay hydrated. And what I realized is that drinking some electrolyte water actually helps retain the water. So I always get some type of alkaline water. I'll have about, you know, a bottle a day along with my regular purified or my regular spring water. I always make sure to drink some type of alkaline or electrolyte water, just because, you know, what I noticed, especially with the keto diet, is that when you're drinking the water, you're going to the bathroom frequently, you are not retaining some of that water that you should, because you don't have any carbs in your body, or you have a minimal amount. So I learned that if you don't have enough water, you're not retaining the water, you start getting a headache. And of course, that's one of the things that could drive you to not want to continue on that, you know, that type of diet. So make sure to do the research on the type of diet that you're on. Make sure to stay hydrated, and that helps you too. A lot of people will say, hey, I'll drink a glass of water before I even start eating. That helps you eat less. So of course, portion control is going to be important. So whatever helps. And the drinking water is just something very simple that a lot of people take for granted, but definitely incorporate that, and that will help you eat less and stay hydrated. All right, so tip number 4, guys, is doing regular exercise. Incorporating regular exercise in your routine daily, whether it's walking, which that's what I started out with. I was walking 30 minutes about every other day. Definitely not every day. I didn't start off that way, but I was walking every morning. It just helped me to get up early in the morning to walk, instead of waiting till after work, because after work I'm in the bed, or I'm just not trying to go outside. So in the morning, I get up before everyone's up and I go out and I was doing a walk. And that lasted for about 3 weeks. And then I started picking it up where I've been running. So I have started running, doing interval. I don't run a long time because I don't think I'm up for that, or I haven't built the endurance to run for a long period of time. But I have been doing interval training, which is basically running. I start off with a walk to warm up, and then I would sprint for about 30 seconds and then walk. Now it's supposed to be like 1 minute walk, 1 to 2 minutes, but sometimes I'm walking like 3 minutes because those sprints was taking me out. But it's definitely started to build my endurance, because I noticed I was being able to get in more sprints whenever I would do my 30-minute walk with the interval training included. And then also not just more, but I was able to last longer, and it wasn't really tiring me out the way that it was tiring me out at the beginning. And then I also noticed when I was running and doing the sprints that I would actually be able to recover quicker. So a lot of things happened over time that I noticed, and I'm just really thankful that I started doing them, because now I'm better than I was yesterday. You know, better than the last time I walked. I'm able to go longer. My endurance is definitely building, my stamina. So I feel very optimistic of where I can get to, not just where I am, but the thought of in the future, I think that I'll be able to do those long runs, maybe a 5K by the end of the year. You never know. So I'll keep that dream alive. But definitely a tip is to incorporate exercise, some type of exercise, walking, running, even weight training. I also purchased some weights, to start with some weight training. I have a little gym that I have that I need to start using more, but I think it was just the process of not trying to overwhelm myself with going full on gym mode or workout. I just wanted to start off with the walking, gradually to the jogging, running, and then I'm gonna incorporate the gym, doing full body workouts. So just another tip that I think is working for me, and a tip that I'm trying to incorporate in the future as well. All right, guys, so tip number 5, get enough sleep. That is another type tip. Sleep is going to be very important, especially when you're trying to do those exercises, trying to maintain that awakeness, that energy level to complete the exercises. But the sleep, it matters so much on how you start your day with a fresh mind, a energized body. So definitely make sure that you try to get between 7 and 9 hours is what I've read, but 7 to 9 hours of sleep each day. It can be difficult. I know people that run off of 5 and 6 hours on a daily basis, but if you could try, either go to sleep a little bit earlier or even just sleep in if you can on the weekend. I think it's best to just find a schedule that works for you, that way you can get that 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Now, when it comes to sleep, I always wear my Apple Watch. So I really started off with a Fitbit that monitored your sleep and your heart rate, and I loved it. So I decided to, move from the Fitbit and come over to the Apple Watch. And really the main reason was to monitor my sleep patterns. I really like the fact that you can kind of measure how long you've been in either REM or deep sleep, and then also just when you're awake. So a lot of the times I wake up in the middle of the night and I just wonder, like, I didn't get enough sleep, and I wonder how much I really did. When I have my Apple Watch on, I always check it, my health app, just to see where I'm at. And usually I can see, okay, it took me an hour to fall back asleep, which it's been a common thing for me. So I just try my best to make sure I go to sleep on time so that I can get that 7 hours of sleep. So that really brings me on to tip number 6, which is track your progress. Tracking your progress is going to be very important, especially when it comes to weight loss. A lot of people say, hey, you shouldn't be checking your weight every day. The scale might not be right, or because you're building muscle. Some people, they're lifting weights, so of course when you're building muscle, the weight could still be a little bit high for you, higher than you would want. So you just have to track different things. I track my weight on a daily basis. I check after I use the restroom. I get on the scale and I'm just seeing, did I successfully stay in ketosis the day before, to help me lose that, either 0.4, 0.6, I don't care what it is, as long as it doesn't go up. I think even fluctuating up and down, I think even that is important to see if habits and routines are working. So what I use is the MyFitnessPal app, and I'm using the free services now. I just think there's so many apps out there where you're paying monthly fees, and I can't keep racking up all these fees. So I'm using the free one right now. But it's very good if you're logging in your food, tracking your food. That's another thing to track, tracking your weight, tracking your food. All of this will help you on your weight loss journey. So I track my food just to see if I'm within my carb limit, which I try to make sure no matter what, stay under 50. So it's just a good app to track. And I have also tried the calorie deficit weight loss plan. And really, I think I'm finding that tracking my intake with calories based on my weight, my height, my age, I've noticed a lot of weight changing. And it's crazy because I'll eat, days that I've had cheat days, I'll eat out. But if I put in my app what the calories were for that meal, I would check the weight the next day and still lose weight, which is crazy to me. And so that's why I think that might be my next focus when it comes to trying to choose a weight loss plan that works best. Keto, I do like keto. You do see the results with the keto diet plan, but definitely the calorie deficit, I've noticed it works for me. So I might just try that out. That way I'm not too restrictive on what I eat, and I can just worry about how much. So not really what I eat, but how much. So now that we're on tip number 7, staying motivated, just a reminder, if you guys have gotten this far, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I do plan to try to continue my journey. Even though I may not continue with the series, I still want to upload my progress updates. That way, if you guys are, subscribed, you might see it pop up. So please make sure to hit that subscribe and like this video or comment below if you're on any type of weight loss plan at the time. So tip number 7 is staying motivated. So it's very difficult. A lot of this is difficult, but these are easy tips if you guys are really self-determined to finally, say, hey, I'm gonna achieve this weight loss goal. I think staying motivated is gonna be key when it comes to making sure to eat healthy, continuing on the journey, and not just, relapsing back to that maybe junk food era that you were in the past. So find ways to stay motivated. I think finding a person that's on the same journey as you is a way to stay motivated. If everyone around you is always eating junk food, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to be like, man, you only live once. And that's kind of how I've had those days, where I'm like, my kids want McDonald's. I'm like, we haven't had McDonald's in a long time. What's wrong with some McDonald's? So definitely you got to stay motivated and finding a partner that is going to be on that journey with you to push you that extra step. Like when you want to relapse, that's going to be an important key. So tip number 8 would be celebrate your successes. Whether it's big or small, it is important to celebrate those successes that you see on a day-to-day basis. So I'll give an example. Clothing. When I was, a little bit bigger, because like I said, I have lost about 5 pounds when I was a little bit bigger. So I noticed that I would never wear jeans. I would always wear sweats or tights. But now, let me just say, my stomach has gone down a little bit. I've lost a few inches and I feel better wearing jeans. Not that I want to wear jeans all the time, because I'm going to use tights over jeans no matter what. Whatever the case may be, let me get those tights. I want to be comfortable. Hey, if I got to run, let me get those tights. But definitely seeing that the jeans were fitting not as tight. When I sit down, it was more loose around the waist. When I pulled them up, I could get them without having to jump, a few times. So those are the small things that you have to make sure to celebrate when you see, even if you don't see it in the scale, those things are changing. Like with my neck, I'm in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I see that jawline coming in again. I see my neck expanding, like it's longer. So those are the things that I'm looking for when I lose weight, is what I used to be, things that I would notice in the past that I wasn't noticing anymore. That was something that I wanted to get back to. So that was everything that I would take pride in when I saw those little bitty changes coming into effect. So definitely make sure to celebrate and, just enjoy the journey. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think it's all about just being dedicated and having the strength to achieve something that you really desire. All right, tip number 9 would be to change it up. Change it up from just going keto straight on, 6 months, keto restrictive, no carbs, less carbs. Change it up. There's so many different diet plans out there and you don't know what works best for you, especially in the beginning. I think it's best to record, to see how you feel, write in a journal, document how your day went, how was it, how hard was it to stay on task of staying below 20 grams. Was it so difficult and were you not just, your mental was just not there? Like that's the type of thing that you have to keep track of, and writing in a journal will help you remember that. So definitely try different ones. Like I said, I'm on the keto. I've been on it for, multiple times and I do like it because I see the results. But the calorie deficit, I've learned that it's been working and I can eat more. I can eat more food and still see that scale move. So definitely look at different options, different weight plans. Even if you're gonna lift weights, see what works best for you. Going to the gym, swimming. Like I have tried, going to the gym or lifting weights, but I started, jogging. I started doing that more and I feel more ready for the day, getting out into, because I go outside to do it. I don't stay in the house. I have an elliptical, but I don't like to be in the house all day and just getting out, getting that fresh air. You know, you have to try different methods, and you never know what could be the best fit for you. All right, so tip number 10, guys, we're at the final tip. And I would say my final simple tip on the weight loss journey would be to just enjoy the journey. Enjoy everything about what you have achieved or what you can achieve. You have a goal. Every step towards that goal matters. Don't downgrade any of your successes for anyone. You know, somebody, you'll say, oh, I lost 10 pounds. Maybe they'll say they don't see it, but you feel it. You feel the difference of your success of losing those 10 pounds. So never let anyone steal that from you. Always enjoy what you've done personally for yourself, what you were motivated to do for yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope some of these tips help you. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below. And again, please like and subscribe and keep a lookout for my next video. Thanks for watching, guys.